The next function we're going to cover is under Setup, Contacts. Just like your firms, when you're trying to enter a brand new contact in the RB8 system, you can either go to Actions or right click and hit New. It's going to open up a dialog box for you. And every field that you see in blue is a required field, so you will not be able to save it until you've entered that in. So if you take a look at firms, you're going to see that it's grayed out, meaning you cannot type into it. It's grayed out for looking up purposes. So next to it, you're going to see the binoculars. All you have to do is click on the binoculars to pull up this particular firm for this contact. So we're going to go and enter Bergsteiner, and it's going to automatically populate the firm for you. Earlier, I mentioned the warning section for the firm. So if you take a look at the left, you're going to see a little yellow yield sign. If I hover over it, it's going to show you what's in the warning section. No late cancellation charge. Good client. You would go and enter their first name, Daniel, enter their last name, Berg. Then at the top where it says display name, you can use a drop down and it's going to show you the different ways you can have their display name. You can choose to have it with their salutation, first name, last name, just their first name, last name, or last name, comma, first name. So however you choose to have their display name, make sure that it is consistent within the RB8 system. So after the company phone number is going to get implemented in, to the right you will see direct phone. This is if this particular attorney has a direct line, you can enter it in there. The mobile phone is where you would enter their mobile phone number, and to the right their SMS provider, meaning their mobile provider. Now if the mobile provider is incorrect, you will not be able to send out text messages from the RB8 system. So we have just about every mobile provider you can think of within this drop down, so you guys will not have to worry about a thing. Below you're going to see the contact type. You can specify if this contact is going to be an attorney, a paralegal, a lawyer, a secretary, whatever they may be. Below that you're going to see warning. Just like your firm warnings, your contacts have their own warning section. Again, this is just internal warning notes. Whatever you enter in here will not be displayed anywhere else but internally within RB8. So just like your firms, wherever you see this contact's name, if you have a warning note for them, you will see a little yellow yield sign next to their name. Going to the next tab, the additional tab, you're going to see communication type. Beside that is going to be their email. This is for their general emails. Below the communication type, you're going to see the confirmation communication type. To the right, confirmation email. This is for when you're sending out job confirmations. Whatever email address you specify in here, the job confirmations will go to that email address. Below that, to the left, you're going to see billing communication type, and you're going to see billing email. Whatever you specify in here is the email address it will go to for when you're sending out invoices. So if you're going to be printing your invoices, you can go ahead and select the drop down for the billing communication type as print, and it won't matter if there is an email address to the right or not. It's only specified in case you're sending out emails for the invoices or the job confirmations. Below that, you're going to see their tax ID, and to the right, you're going to see their payment term. The web account name and web password, do not worry about that. This is in regards to the RB Web. When you guys do go forth with the RB Web, we'll explain this a little bit more in depth with you guys. The calendar notes. Whatever you enter in here, you can choose to display on the job confirmations going out to the clients. Now, it doesn't always appear there, but you guys can specify if you want it to. The production billing notes, whatever you enter in here, will appear on the production sheets. The next tab is your marketing tab. You can rate this particular client, whether they're average, bad debt, or preferred, and you can specify their client of and sales rep below that. At the very bottom, you're going to see where it says home address. This is their personal information. This does not need to be filled out. This is in case you want to send out, like holiday cards or anything like that to their home address. Once you hit save, you're going to see 6-7 tabs open up to the right. So the first tab we're going to cover is the Manage Assistance tab. In here, where it says Assistance, if you click Add or Remove, it's going to pull up every single contact you have within this particular firm. So if you've entered all your contacts for this particular firm and you're trying to find all the secretaries for Daniel Berg, just go ahead and check the boxes for all the secretaries and paralegals and hit save and close. If you're creating a secretary, at the bottom where it says assistant of, you can click on add or remove and add all the attorneys that this particular secretary is going to be tied to. Do not worry about the manage access tab just yet. This is in regards to the RB web. So when you guys do go forth with the RB web, we will go ahead and explain this a little bit more in depth with you guys. The next tab is the preferred services tab. You can specify what service items this particular client prefers. Whatever you enter in here will not get automatically billed on the invoice. At the time of your turn-in, you click on pre-fill services and it will show you the preferred services for this client so that in case you're not sure, it will display it and you can choose if they need it or not. All you have to do is click on new, select the service group, select the service subgroup, we'll select other, and select the service item within that subgroup of what they would prefer. The next tab is the contact level repository. Again, don't worry about this function just yet. This is in regards to the RB web.